It's the 20th of November today. I'm trying my best to catch up with my videos, that's why I'm putting one on every single day to try and catch up. I'm slowly getting there. My plans for today, I'll just flick you around. I've had some water lettuce off Dave. As you can see over there, I've got a plant in my waterfall, and I've got forget-me-not as well, and a little bit of forget-me-not in the waterfall over there. My wife went out and bought me this planter, which you all know on a previous video was all battered. This one ain't much better, but what they've done, they've given us a refund, so fair play to them. So what I'm going to do today, if I can find it. A few weeks ago the missus fetched me that from B&Q, water monitor, so I want to check how much water is in that filter, so when I get to use it on my pond I'll know how many gallons on top of my 3,000 I've got to add. So my plans are today, take the lid off, fill it with water, and then I'm going to put all my water lettuce and all my plants in there, and I'm going to put an aerating stone. A couple of reasons why. I'm going to try and put a plastic cover over the top to protect the plants over the winter, and then hopefully the water in there will be good enough for the pond when I get to run the pump in the deep end. So that's what I'm up to today. What I've done, I've rigged that little pump up, bit of garden house pipe, and I'm going to put my meter on the end of that, then I'll know how much water is in there. The first thing I'm going to try and do is put some water in a bucket to make sure the gauge is reading properly, and then what I'm thinking is putting the plants inside that drum there, then obviously the water will be in there. I'm going to put an air stone in to circulate the water, and the plan is to try and get some plastic over the top to protect the plants over winter. Okay then, here goes. I'm just going to try and put 1 gallon in the bucket. I'm just doing this so as I can check the meter. I'm getting just to that mark there. Sorry about the filming. Okay, that's near enough. That's it, 1.1 gallon. So that's good enough for me. So now I can get that into my green filter and work out how much water that filter holds. I think that was 20 quid from B&Q, 2-year warranty. So I'll try it on my green filter and see what the results are. There is a reset button, so you can reset it to start, which I have done. And there's, believe it or not, there's 1 gallon just in the waste pipe. So obviously I'm going to be able to fill it to the top. I'm only going to be able to fill it to that rim there, but I'm hoping that's plenty enough to keep the plants in. Like I say, I'm going to put an air stone in it. I'm going to take them brushes out and the mats out, to be honest with you, because I'm only going to be slightly underwater rather than fully submerged. And what I've got to watch as well, what I need to do really, that's the inlet there. I need to block that off really so I can fill it. And my plan is I'm going to try and get some plastic over the top of this just to protect the plants. So I'll 3 gallon already. That's a good little tool. I'll get back to you. There you go, that's my plan. I'm actually at the moment 32.9 gallons. Now I'm debating now whether just to connect this hose up to the filter and just let that little pump run this filter. So that was my plan, and then put a sheet of plastic over this to protect the plants over winter. That's what my plan is. I have left some of this water lettuce in the pond just to see if that can manage the winter. If not, I've got these in here. I suppose as plan B. And hopefully it'll do. There's some more in that one as well, look. And there's a couple left in where the blue matting is. But that's what my plan is, to try and protect some of the plants. I think I'm going to rig that pump up to this filter and just let it run. A little bit more circulation, I suppose, in the water. I'm just worried about this leaking because I've had nothing but problems with this filter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this full. I can only do it to that ledge there. Won't be on there. 35. Sorry, 35.5. I might run that to 36. Which will be to the top of that lip. Just there. Leave it overnight and see if it drops. If it stays dry, I'm just worried about the frost. If there's a bit of frost in it, I put fiberglass or three different lots of materials I've used to try and seal it, and it was still leaking. I've gone 36.4 now. I'll see if that 37 will come to the top of that lip, and then leave it overnight and see if the water drops. Oh no, I forgot a leak then. And if it don't drop, I'll leave it for a few days. If it don't drop, I'll rig that little pump up to run this filter just for now. I don't run my 10,000 on it and it leaks and starts draining my pool. Okay, what's the plans for today? As you all know, I've done this basically try and keep my plants alive. Now obviously the amount of rain we've had, I did keep the water level down to that bottom lip. Obviously it's raised up because of the rain, so I'm just emptying that down so I can measure how much water's in the filter. Now what I've got to do now, I've just blanked that off with the blue pipe because I've got to try and fill this up with my meter, and it's got to go down to that outlet, to the bottom of that outlet, so I know how many gallons a minute. And the whole idea of this filter is protect these plants over winter. So I'm having to put a bit of polythene over the top when it gets colder. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run my little fountain pump, which is 1,000, I think it's 1,000 litres. I'm going to run that continuously on this filter, hopefully over winter. I'm just trying to set it all up now, just been a B&Q and fetch fittings for that. Just to circulate the water and to keep the filter topped up, because I don't want that water going stagnant. I have got an air down in the minute, just trying to air out the water, if you like, so just keep a little bit of movement in the water. As you can, I know you can tell by them plants in there, just about moving, so there is some movement in there. But I just want to get a flow in it to flow the water, plus the water be going back into the pool. And then obviously my jack matting and my brushes, a little bit more filtration, which will help kickstart come the summer. So I've just got to fill it up now, check how many gallons there is. I've got to write down how many gallons there is to there. I was trying to test it to see if there was a leak, but obviously with the rain I'm having, there's no chance of doing it. And underneath wet, so I can't tell if it's leaking that way. So I'm going to fill it up now to the overflow, check how many gallons, and then set that up there. That's how the pump's working. Okay, it's up and running. There's your gallon. Bang on target. So if you think you need a water meter to check how many gallons you need for 20 quid, don't know what it'd be like on filling a pond, but it's worked there and it's worked in the filter. 1.1. That's just because it was running a little bit before I started filming. So I'm happy that meter's working correctly. Okay, what I've got to do now is I've got to dry my filter back down. Because what did I do? I glue fit that in because I wanted the pipe work to run behind there and all around the pill. But what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to put a short piece of hose on there into the pond. All I want this to do is circulate the water in this filter, and like I say, hopefully get some bacteria into that matting and the brushes, and hopefully keep these plants going as well. I want to try and make some sort of a polythene lid for that, just to protect these plants over winter. As you can see, just waiting for the glue to go off while I've been treating the fish. Just waiting for Ginger to come round. He's in my net at the moment. As soon as he's up and swimming about, I'll get that rigged up. There you go. I know it's only 1,000 litres. It's another bit of circulation, and I don't want the water in this filter to go stagnant. I'm hoping the bacteria will grow in the brushes and in the jack matting. It was PP when I bought it quite a while ago, but it's had the lid on it all bone dry. I know a lot of people are saying put your 10,000 pump on. That is my plans. I'm not confident in that filter whatsoever. So I've just got the little pump down there on the end of the green pipe. I've not put it down to the bottom. If it does happen to leak, break for any reason, the water level will only go down to a couple of feet down to where that little pump is. I'm up here most days anyway, so unless it freezes really bad. And that's just topping up lovely now. And hopefully it'll keep my plants going. I'm going to try and make a way of doing a lid. I've got a feeling them are circles there, I don't know why, being a clover shape. I was going to cut the circle out just where the plants are, but I don't really want to ruin the lid, because hopefully next year it'll be all up and running properly. But if this idea does work, then next year I'll take the plants out again and do it again. I'm just looking over my shoulder now, and Ginger's waking up, so I want to go and crack on and get her back in the water. Well, what have I got to say? As you all know, I've had nothing but problems since I've had this filter. I decided I've got my plants in there, I've got to put that plastic sheet over the top to protect them from the frost, but allow the light through so they can continue growing. I put my little 1,000 litre pump on that was running my waterfall, and since I've connected it to that filter, it's decided to pack up. Now I don't want to run 10,000 litres through it because I've got plants in it. I don't want the water to go stagnant in it. I may have said it before. I just want a little circulation of water, just so the water don't go stagnant. That's why I'm running 10,000 litres through it at the moment. Well, there you go. Green filter. After all the heartache is up and running. A little canopy on the top, just to protect the plants that's inside. A little pump running the water 1500 litres just for circulation, so the water don't go stagnant, and hopefully the sponges and the brushes should start developing the bacteria come the summer anyway.